Is there anything more romantic than a rose? We'll teach you how to make 3 of them coming right up. Bud, a very simple, fairly fast to make, and it looks great. You'll need 1 red 260 and 1 green 260. Start with your red, maybe 3 inches from the end, uninflated. You're going to make a series of pinch twists. That's the first one. Second one. And number 3. This will form the central part of the flower. And notice I'm adjusting the pinch twist, and it should look something like this. See how they're all at an angle? I guess you can call that a perpendicular angle. And that will form the center of the rose. Now we're ready for the rest of the flower. You're going to make a balloon segment basic twist of about 4 inches in preparation of making the 3 balloon push through. So you're going to make a second lock twist here, or make a lock twist with a second basic twist in the process. And one more. Push this through. And you have your basic bud. This bud's for you. Doesn't look like much right now, but it's amazing, and this goes for all the roses that we teach. You're gonna rip the balloon now. And like I said, it doesn't look like much right now, but when you add the green stem, it really comes alive. Tie it off. And that's our rosebud. Get your green balloon, maybe 2 inches from the end. You're gonna take the nozzle and the end that was remaining on the bud and tie it tightly. Now for 3 fold twists. There's 1, 2, 3. Adjust them around the bud, and you can see how this rosebud comes alive. And that's your rose balloon, the rosebud. Second, a rose. A little more elaborate, a fuller rose. Takes a little more effort. You need 1 red 260 and 1 green 260. Starting with your red balloon, maybe 3-4 inches from the end. Gonna make a pinch twist. Actually, you're gonna make 3 of them, so that's the second basic twist, which will turn into a pinch twist. And 1 more. Turn them perpendicular to each other, and you have the center of the rose. Now, notice what I'm doing here. I'm squeezing the balloon, distributing the air, and just leaving a little nozzle at the very end. Using this nozzle, I'm going to wrap it into the base of the 3 pinch twists. Maybe it looks like a giant engagement ring at this point. You can call it whatever you want. Now we're going to separate the loop into 3 sections, essentially 3 big or fold twists. There you have it, something that looks like a propeller. Now's the tricky part. You're going to slip one end of each of these loops through each other. So there you can see how I did the first one. And it'll cause the petals to bend and give height to the balloon. See, and you do this across the board, one into the other. We have another one here. Takes quite a bit of adjustment here. You'll have to play around with this. But in the end, after you've done that, you've created the rose itself. A few more adjustments. This one doesn't look like much until you put the green stem on and it comes alive. Get your green balloon, inflate it to maybe an inch or two from the end. Now I'm making a small basic twist, and all I'm doing is just shoving this basic twist into the base of the rose flower. So just push it in, it just kind of jams, and you can also use a pinch twist there. And it's actually fairly secure, even though perhaps it's not as secure as some of the other balloons we make when we connect them. Now make a small basic twist at the base of the flower, and now you're going to make 3 full twists. It's 2, 3, a few adjustments, and there you have a rose. Now we have a giant rose. This one's big. You'll need 2 red 260s and 1 green 260s. Take your first red balloon maybe to an inch, inflate to about an inch from the end. Going to make a series of pinch twists, 3 of them. That's the first one. Second one. Third one. And you turn them perpendicular to each other to get this kind of pattern. You're ready for the next step. I'm going to change angles here. Now I'm making a loop. See how I made that loop? Just try and copy that. Essentially what you're going to do is tie a giant overhand knot, but I'm making a loop there. Notice that the center that we made with the 3 pinch twists, that section goes on top. Now you're going to thread it through the loop. And again, it's like you're making a giant overhand knot. Now you take the end of the balloon and insert it next to the center of the balloon. And there you have a flower-like creation. Make some adjustments, tighten it up. Now we're going to make a small basic twist here, and we're just going to rip the end off. Perhaps you could end it here and you'd have a flower, but we're going to add one more. It's all personal preference. If you're happy with this, you can just stop here and put this on a green stem. But we're going to add to it to give it some height and make this a giant rose. So we have our second balloon, and you distribute the air through it. You're only inflating it maybe an inch or 2 from the end, and here I am squeezing the whole balloon to distribute air, and it gives us a tiny nozzle. I want a giant loop made out of a single red balloon. Now separate this into 3 fold loops, fold twists. There's 1, 2, 3. You're essentially making a propeller. Now what you're going to do is push the ends through each loop through the next one. Just like this, and you'll notice that it creates a more vertical type of look. And everything stays in place. Pretty much looks like a knot at this point, but when you add it to the other balloon that we just constructed, here we go. Take the first part and the second part, and you're tying them together nice and tight. It will give you a tall rose flower. Doesn't look like much, but when you put the green stem on it, it really comes alive. Inflate your green balloon to 1 inch from the end. Make a small basic twist, or you can use a pinch twist, and you're basically just shoving this into the bottom, and it'll pretty much just stay there. Basic twist. Now you're going to make a series of 3 fold twists. Make them about the same size. And there you have it, a monster giant rose. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. We have a lot more balloon instructions to come. So thanks again. We'll see you next time.